Joining me now is Democratic Congressman Eric Swalwell from California. Congressman, welcome to your long weekend. Is this the right time for Congress to be taking days off?
No, we should be working, John, for working people. They are the ones who count on us. And it's our troops, it's our cops, it's border agents, it's air traffic controllers, the people we depend on to keep us safe and keep us moving, who will not be paid unless we fund the government. And I just want to say, John, one thing here does not look like the others. That's a nursery rhyme from Sesame Street. I tell my children all the time. House Democrats, Senate Democrats, Senate Republicans, and the White House have all worked together to come up with a plan to fund the government. But it's House Republicans who want to shut it down. And so it's time that they join the rest of us and choose competence over chaos. Otherwise, people are going to get hurt.
Burn the whole place down. That is what House Speaker Kevin McCarthy is accusing a handful of Republicans, 5, 6, or 7, depending on how you count it. He's accusing these 5, 6, or 7 of gumming up the whole thing. How much sympathy do you have for McCarthy's predicament?
Zero, because he is a spectator speaker right now. I've watched him on the floor as he has been losing those votes. He just watches the board. There's a board, your viewers should know this, that has every member's name and how they vote. And he just stands there with his hand in his pocket watching the votes. And that's because he thinks he can only pass this with Republican votes because he's afraid if he uses Democratic votes, he won't be speaker. Well, John, he can be a spectator speaker or he can be a leader. And a leader would go to Democrats, just as Mitch McConnell and Senator Schumer have done in the Senate, and say, give us the votes to keep the government open. I'll put it on the bill. We'll save the cops. We'll save the border agents. We'll save the troops from losing their pay. Do it for the country instead of doing it for the chaos.
So there are some Republicans who say if McCarthy does that, goes to you for help, that they will throw him out as Speaker. Would you be willing to help McCarthy keep his job as Speaker if he did reach across the aisle for assistance to get these spending bills through?
Well, John, this isn't about one person's job, right? This is millions of people who won't get paid in their own job. And by the way, I would like to think that Kevin McCarthy could get another job if he wasn't Speaker. But I serve with a lot of people who think this is the only job that they could get. And so they do a lot of things because they're afraid of losing their job. So again, why don't he show the same honor that, Mitt Romney has shown throughout the years and choosing what's right over his job? And I promise you, once he figures that out, he'll see that the Democrats will work with him as we did to pay America's bills and lift the debt ceiling. We'll do that on the shutdown. We'll do that to fund Ukraine. And they don't even have a plan B. And the second he realizes that these chaos agents don't have a plan B and they don't even want a plan B, he'll be a stronger speaker and the country will be better off.
So the Speaker didn't publicly meet with President Zelensky today, given the opposition that some Republicans hold out to increased aid in Ukraine. But he did meet with him privately, and the pictures are now out. So what did that accomplish?
Well, it was a snub of Zelensky, who wanted to address the full Congress. It only helps Putin because Putin sees that there's the potential that funding could run out. And so he'll grind this war out as long as he can. He'll try and wait till the next election. He knows how to interfere in our elections. And so he'll probably turn the dial up on doing that. But John, I have too long given Republicans the benefit of the doubt that they're serious when they say that they're going to stand up for Taiwan if China invades it. And now I think we all have to question whether that's really the case, because they're flinching and they're backing away from Ukraine. And if they back away from Ukraine, one, we're not going to have any help in the world to go against China if they invade Taiwan. And two, I don't think Taiwan should even believe that Republicans are up for a fight that would defend freedom. So there's a lot more at stake than just Ukraine's freedom. It's Taiwan's freedom. And both of those are linked to our freedom here in America.
Two very quick questions. You got 11 spending bills to pass individually in 9 days. Will there be a government shutdown?
There shouldn't be. Again, I'm here. I'm ready to work. Democrats are ready to give the votes, to keep the government open. But right now, Republicans, they have failed to protect, they've failed to fund, and they failed to govern. They are the failures. And until they prove otherwise, again, people are going to suffer.
And when this is all done, if it's all done, do you think Kevin McCarthy keeps his job as Speaker?
Again, that's up to his own conference. And if he's looking at that as the priority, then America is going to lose. He needs to choose the country over one criminal, Donald Trump. He needs to choose competence over chaos. And he needs to choose for the first time in his life to be a leader rather than a spectator speaker. If he does that, history will hold him up high. And most importantly, our constituents will get paid.
Congressman Eric Swalwell from California, thanks so much for being with us, and enjoy
My
the
pleasure.
long weekend.